right, have and have not fans. This is a wow. It's hard to tell if this is more of an opinionated video versus a theory, and it kind of goes against one of my other videos about if Charles and Oscar are working together and then using Candace for their own means. Now, for this particular video, I'm going to talk about the one scene in the episode that really kind of threw me for a loop, and that was, Landon warning Charles about who Candace really is, but then Charles just being pretty dismissive, saying that, hey, I know what I want, clean her up, clean up her image, teach her what to wear, how to act as a potential first lady. And what really got me going during this scene was that, is Charles that arrogant that he feels like, hey, Candace is no different than the other girls who help fulfill my needs while I'm on the road as a presidential candidate, a senator, basically an overall powerful political figure. And you know what? I feel like she's different from the rest in the fact that she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, and I'm starting to like her. This could go either one of two ways. Number one, obviously the big one I've already mentioned is, possible ploy of, Oscar and Charles working together to make a lot of money and just using Candace as a pawn. The other one is that Charles is just so damn arrogant that he thinks he has control of Candace, that cleaning up her image and whatnot and holding the power chair is enough to keep Candace in her place. And that's going to lead to the most predictable plot of Candace is going to find a way to screw him over, get the power for herself, or whatever the case may be. And that just really made me look at the screen sideways, like, are we really going down this route? Because again, the reason I say that, option number two of Charles thinking that he has control, but he's making a stupid decision. The reason I feel like this could be the possible ploy is the fact that Landon is the voice of reason. And if you remember way back, well, not even way back, but not too long ago, Maggie Day was the calm, cool, collected character who had a lot of power. It was her feelings for David that were her weakness. So remember, she went from this calculating character, not cold, but just calm, cool, and collected. But as soon as David went to jail, remember when Veronica, Catherine, and Jim got arrested, that's when Maggie Day lost her mind and then put that article in the picture in the paper about, Veronica and Benny. And Landon was like, are you sure you want to do this? This is reckless. If you do it, they're going to come after you regarding the halves. And she did it anyway, and then she ended up dead. She let her emotions get the better of her. Again, a powerful character, but then she pretty much lost her mind. And made the dumb choice of trusting Veronica and coming over to her house, and then she got shot and killed. Well, shot multiple times. Now you look at this scenario where we have Charles, who's been in this position before with many women, and he just thinks that Candace is another one of these, thoughtless, girls that he has control over. He's about to drop his guard completely by, put it this way, it's almost like, if Batman and the Joker work together, if Batman's like, you know what, I'm going to clean up his criminal record, he's going to be my new sidekick, help me clean up Gotham. That's what's pretty much going down here. It's like he's pretty much, getting in again. This isn't me making a Jesus wiping away our sins analogy, but almost the same kind of thing where, hey, forget her past. We're going to wipe it all clean. She's going to be my next, my first lady. And it's a really ridiculous plot point in my opinion. Again, if it turns out to all be a trick that's set up by Oscar and Charles together, I will like that 10 times better than Charles thinking that he can just have Candace, in the position that he wants her to be in without her trying to fight back, and then he's going to end up losing it all. I really don't want that to happen because I feel like that'll just be a giant, face palm, and it just pains me to even think about it. So my question to you is, when you saw that scene between Landon and Charles, what did you think of it? Did you think it's a, hey, you know what, he's working with Oscar, this is just a big ploy, this is just a bit, screw you, Candace, for my own means? Or do you think that Charles really is saying that, oh man, well, this Candace, she's no different than these other girls, I like her, so I'm going to make her, into the first lady material, and then he's going to end up losing everything? Remember, Jim Cryer was in a powerful position as well, one of the most popular judges. I mean, honestly, if you look back at season 1, it seemed like he had a very good reputation. People respected him. But as soon as Candace came into a picture, that ran, that pretty much went away. Just like Charles, Jim was going from judge to governor. Charles is going from senator to a presidential candidate. And because he's going to drop down his guard because of Candace, he's probably going to lose it all. Remember, Jim had, if I'm not mistaken, Catherine called Candace number 9. And that's, pretty much showing that Jim has pretty much been a womanizer for quite some time. But he was still a popular guy because just like Charles, he had multiple mistresses, but he kept them in check. But then with Candace, and I think even even David and Catherine brought this up to Jim. It's like, man, you could have, in the past, with these women you were with, you were discreet. If somebody was trying to blackmail you or something, you saw it coming from like 10 miles away and you shut them down quick. But then with Candace, you know what? I think there's something different about this one. She gives me a challenge. It's a thrill, and I like her. And then next thing you know, he loses it all. I feel like Charles is going to be the same character, a powerful figure who's dealt with many women before. But Candace, she just does something different to me. I like her. And then he's going to end up losing everything. So I just wanted to pose this question to you. Do you think Charles is playing Candace? Do you think Candace is eventually going to play Charles? And do you think it's just a stupid decision that he's about to just drop his guard completely to allow her into his life? I wouldn't say drop his guard completely, because the way he sees it, hey, I can trust you as long as I'm the one holding the reins, as long as I'm the one in the power seat. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video.